Hey everyone, welcome back to Dev Parkour. I'm Brian Parks, and I'm really excited to show you what my plan is for the next several weeks, could be even a year or more of content for this channel. So, uh, basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an application that I've actually just had lying around for, I don't know, probably about 3 or 4 years now. Um, it's something I used at a previous company that I was the CTO at. Um, that company unfortunately doesn't exist anymore, so I have the rights to the software. And since I wasn't I wasn't involved in that company anymore, um, the code's just been lying around, but I decided to pull it out, basically dust it off, pull it out of storage, see what it looked like. And I realized that it's actually a really cool piece of software. And I think, even if you aren't doing photo booths, which is what I was doing at the time, you'll probably find this piece of software to be pretty cool and possibly even valuable. But what I really want for this channel is, because it's an older piece of software that has not been touched for, again, 3 or 4 years. Just, it has not been touched. It's running on old versions of PHP, old versions of extensions. It's just an old piece of code, and it was also written by a much younger, less experienced version of me, before I really got into how code should scale and into secure software development and things like that. So it's kind of interesting for me to kind of see the sorts of things that I thought about, again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, when I first wrote this code, and both improve it from a security point of view and a scalability point of view, because that's something that I think we don't talk about a lot in our early formative code learning years. That's only something we really learn from on the job training, and maybe even then we just see it because other people are doing it. So I really want to go through this application from the perspective of, how do I take this legacy piece of code and turn it into something that, realistically, me right now, I would feel comfortable shipping, having in production, and being able to stand by, potentially either just, having a company use it and feel comfortable that they were actually going to be able to use it successfully, and possibly even from the perspective of building a SaaS company on top of it. Be able to sell the usage of it to other companies. Host it for them and that sort of thing. Each one of those things have vastly different, well, in some cases very similar things that we need to look at, and in some cases different things that we need to look at. So we'll actually look at a variety of different aspects over the course of this entire project. So without further ado, let me show you what the project is like, give kind of a quick overview of it. Again, we'll have plenty of videos to go into many more details. So if you have a specific thing that you want me to talk about, that you want me to dive into deeper, go ahead and leave a comment down below. It's likely that I have many of them already planned out in the coming weeks, months, hopefully not years, but over the next few videos. But if there's something specific, let me know and I'll make sure I work it in. So let's go over to this view. I have Visual Studio Code pulled up. It is a PHP project. I am running it in Windows Subsystem for Linux. Again, I'll go into why I'm going to do that in a future video. But real quick, it is a PHP app. I think, so I've disabled my CI/CD pipeline, as you can tell here. It looks like PHP 7.0, so it's an old version of PHP. It doesn't do anything super fancy, the CI/CD pipeline. It's basically just, I think we lint. Looks like we're linting, and then used a test library that I don't even know if it's still being maintained anymore. And then here's my deployment. Well, a couple different deployments. And basically what it does is it just runs this deploy script, which specifically just SSHs off to a machine and sends this code up to it. That's pretty much all it does. It is a model view controller app, so we've got some controllers, we've got some views, and you can see by the list of views and also by the corresponding list of controllers, there's actually a lot going on here. It does quite a bit, and I was really impressed with, going through this in preparation for this video and some of the next few videos. There's a lot of stuff in here that I didn't realize that I'd built. If you've seen some of my videos on Pails, it's built on Pails. So if we go into our vendor directory, you can see Pails, and it uses the main Pails package, and then auth, form builder, active record, and action mailer. Active record and action mailer are basically PHP implementations of the same thing, or the concepts by the same name in Rails. So action mailer just allows you to create emails from specific actions and views. So I think, admin mailer, there's some emails here, and then application mailer, some email things here. And then active record is the ORM that I'm using. So if we actually pull it up in a web browser, this is what it looks like. So I've rebranded it from what it was called before, just to kind of have a clean break from all of that. You may have seen, I think it still had the old branding in an earlier video, but from this point forward, I'm going to refer to the project as Glassminnow. That's kind of the code name for the project. But basically what it is an order management system with a lot of additional functionality. So obviously you've got orders. You can create a new order, and there was this concept of affiliates. So or franchises. Basically, not necessarily the corporate entity would fulfill the orders, but someone else might. So there was that. There's some aspects of like a CRM system, so customers and then prospects, people have actually paid, the contacts at those customers, and then be able to add the customer. Then we also added this concept of electronic marketing and drip campaigns and that sort of thing, and then affiliates. And then something that I'm really excited about that I thought was really cool, and actually the reason that I pulled this out of storage to begin with was I had this system of requests and queues. So one of the things that I've been fascinated about is to-do lists and having efficient ways of tracking work. So obviously every front-end framework has a sample to-do app because from that perspective, they're simple. But realistically, tracking work and building to-do good, high-quality to-do apps that actually keep you on task is really, really, really hard, especially once you involve multiple people, multiple departments, multiple groups all working together. So that was something that I really tried hard to build into this system. And then, of course, when you first log in, there's this dashboard, which apparently has some z-indexing issues. That's pretty cool. And then various things to like jump to specific spots within the app. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this app, and I already mentioned it's in PHP, but what I didn't show was that there are actually some aspects of this app that are really, really cringeworthy. They're not necessarily terrible. They're not necessarily insecure. They're just kind of cringeworthy, and they're definitely in the bucket of technical debt or potential maintainability hotspots, potentially even security hotspots. I don't really know. It's been a while since I wrote this code. I don't remember if I did things that are, just unequivocally bad. So we'll actually run some automated tools against this to see where some additional hotspots are. But in the next few videos, we'll be running some of those tools. The next video is actually, well, it'll be a more in-depth tour of this. And then we'll actually, I'll actually point out some of the hotspots. And in the meantime, interspersed between them, there will be some videos on kind of my decision-making processes on some of the things that I'm planning to do. And in some cases, giving more of a background of, where this came from and why it exists and that sort of thing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you like where I'm going with this, go ahead and leave a thumbs up on the video, and subscribe so that you'll get and click that notification bell, of course, so you'll be notified when the next videos get released. My plan is that every Monday I'll do kind of an in-depth video of kind of actually building some code, writing some code, maybe running some tools against the code. And then the rest of the week, Tuesday through Friday, will be me talking to the camera and either answering questions that are posted in the comments below each Monday's videos, or talking about specific things that I'm planning for the upcoming video, the next Monday's video. So hopefully you enjoyed this format. I'm always open to suggestions, so go ahead and leave comments down below, and subscribe, like this video, hit that notification bell, and I will see you tomorrow.